Please remember to like the video, give your opinions in the comments, and subscribe to remain informed about our latest narratives. On a warm August evening, I heard a knock at my door after completing the dishwashing, with the aroma of citrus soap still present. The house was tranquil, except for the soft murmur of the television in the background. Upon opening the door, I was taken aback to see Ethan, my neighbor's son, standing on my porch. He was 25 years old. Broad-shouldered with black, tousled hair, and a tentative smile, I had known him since his adolescence. He was consistently polite and respectful, however now, he was markedly different. "Miss Carter," he stated, stroking the back of his neck, "I apologize for disturbing you at this late hour, but I was inquiring if you might provide me with a ride. My truck malfunctioned, and my mother is already asleep." I hesitated, looking down at my comfy night attire consisting of an oversized shirt and leggings. However, Ethan is a commendable individual, responsible and compassionate. I sighed, shaking my head with a faint smile. "Allow me 5 minutes to prepare." 15 minutes later, we were en route. The tranquil town was illuminated by amber streetlights, with the day's heat still lingering in the atmosphere. I glanced at him while driving. "What happened?" "Your truck's battery died," he muttered. "I think I left the lights on too long." I chuckled. "That's a costly oversight." "Tell me about it," he groaned. A heavy silence enveloped us, thick with unspoken words. There was something in his gaze, something both unfamiliar and undeniable. After a moment, he exhaled. "Have you ever felt time slipping away, as if you blink and years have elapsed?" Clutched the steering wheel more firmly as we discussed aspirations. Abandoned regrets, we bore the burden of expectations, and at some point, I recognized that he was not solely referring to himself. He was addressing me, us, and an unspoken matter we both feared to identify. Upon arriving at his apartment, he hesitated, addressing me as Miss Carter, his tone uncertain. I smiled. "Gently silence him before he utters something irretrievable." "Rest well, Ethan." His gaze sought mine, an unarticulated connection transpiring between us. Then, abruptly, he vanished into the shadowy corridor. That night, I scarcely slept, my thoughts incessantly revisiting the drive, the dialogue, and the manner in which he regarded me, as if perceiving something beyond mere neighborly familiarity. I reassured myself that I was merely imagining it, yet deep down, I recognized the truth. The following afternoon, another knock resounded at my door, and my breath caught as I opened it to reveal him standing there, sunlight illuminating his face with a golden hue. He extended a small paper bag towards me. "I brought you something from that bakery on 5th. I remember you like their pastries." The gesture caught me off guard. Our fingers brushed as I took the bag, the same unspoken tension from the night before sparking again. "You didn't have to do that. I wanted to." I hesitated. Then stepped aside. "Come in." We sat in my kitchen, coffee and fresh pastries between us. He traced the rim of his cup, glancing at me. "Something changed last night, didn't it?" I swallowed. "Ethan, I know this is unexpected," he interrupted, "but I can't pretend it's not real. Can you?" I should have brushed it off. I should have reminded him of the years between us, of what was proper, but I didn't. Instead, I let the silence stretch between us, my heart pounding as I whispered the truth neither of us wanted to deny. "I can't." His slow, knowing smile made my breath catch, and for the first time in a long time, I felt alive. Days passed, but the feeling lingered. I found myself thinking about him at odd moments, wondering if he was thinking about me too. The tension between us didn't fade, it only grew stronger. We ran into each other more often, and each time his gaze lingered a little longer, his touch a little more deliberate. One evening, as I was watering my garden, I heard footsteps behind me. I turned to find him standing there, hands in his pockets, looking at me with an intensity that made my breath hitch. "You've been avoiding me," he said, though there was no accusation in his tone. I exhaled, lowering the watering can. "I needed time." He nodded, as if he understood, and I hesitated, "And I'm scared." He took a step closer, his presence grounding. Of what this means, of what people will think, of getting hurt." His expression softened. I cannot guarantee that this will be uncomplicated or devoid of chaos, but I assure you that I will not cause you harm, and I am indifferent to others' opinions." I scrutinized his face for any indication of hesitation or flicker of doubt. There was none. It would have been effortless to succumb to fear, to convince myself that this was foolish and impossible. However, standing there with Ethan, who regarded me as though I were worth the risk, I came to a realization. I no longer wished to flee. Thus, I did not. I reached for his hand, allowing my fingers to intertwine with his, solidifying our silent, unspoken accord. When he smiled, slowly, genuinely, imbued with something deeper than mere attraction, I understood that I had made the correct decision. For the first time in a considerable while, I was not merely existing, I was truly living. If you appreciated this narrative, please like the video, leave a comment below, and subscribe for more poignant and unforeseen tales.